So what are the implications of this President Trump's executive orders? Because a lot of executive order has been, he's been signed here and there, and especially when it comes to immigration and everything that surrounds it. We know that apart from that, there are other things that is really, really in the heart of people, and it's causing a whole lot of hassle, questions, rallies, and all of that.
To me, what President Trump has been able to achieve right now is to kind of increase the crackdown on illegal immigration, illegal aliens, illegal immigrants. Aside from that, I haven't really seen anything unusual. Remember, he said he wanted to end the birthright. That's not possible. He attempted it. We've seen so many judges, putting a hold on that. I'm not saying we cannot change the birthright thing. I remember it was during President Obama that was trying to make an amendment to it, which didn't go anywhere. Now President Trump came. He wants to change the birthright. It's possible he could do it, but there's a procedure for everything. You got to follow the procedure. You got to be approved by the Congress, both houses. You got to go through, I believe, 2/3 of 50 states. That's a procedure. But he didn't want to go through the procedure because
so that's why he's signing the executive orders.
He might not succeed. That's why he tried to go through the shortcut with the executive order, which for now has been put on hold. Aside from that one that's been put on hold, he has increased the crackdown on illegal immigrants. Basically, these are the two things he has really done. Generally, immigration system remain intact. People are still getting their green cards. I have more than 5 green cards delivered within the last 2 weeks to my office. Everything remains the same. Nothing has changed except the issue of cracking down on illegal immigrants and the attempt to stop the birthright citizen. That's it.
Okay. Now, moving forward, U.S. Homeland Security Chief said as of today or so, is wanted to deputize the IRS department to enforce this immigration stuff. Now, the question is, what do you think she's trying to achieve with all of this, and how will this impact the economy or the nation as a whole?
Now, this is what I was discussing with some of my colleagues earlier on. I don't see how IRS is going to impact them. What's going to happen? People will use different address to do the IRS filing. Their position will be, if I use my real address, they might come after me. I'm not going to use my real address. I use my friend's address to do my IRS filing and get my money. There's always loophole here and there. Excuse me?
The friend will be in trouble.
Remember, how is the friend going to be in trouble?
He's not going to be in trouble. That's the question. What if they trace it to the friend?
Excuse me?
What if they trace it to the friend?
The friend is not going to be involved in this. I'm just going to be using the address. It's not that the friend is doing anything. The friend is not signing anything. His name is not going to be in any document. All this, President Trump is trying to enforce these illegal immigrants to get them arrested. That's just the purpose. But guess what? It's going to cost the federal government money too. Some people might decide not to file tax. The government will be losing. There are some people that are supposed to pay back to the government. And most of the illegal immigrants, most of them don't even file taxes. They only work and they take the money from them without getting any refund. Because they are not really interested in the refund.
Yeah.
But the government is trying to use all avenues at getting the illegal immigrants. Basically, that's what they're doing.
Now let's talk about the schools, the church, the mosque that is now a place that used to be a place of a sanctuary place, but now it's now open for all of this. What do you have to, because I know that, believe me, a lot of people are in fear.
That's correct. A lot of people are in fear. I remember having one of my clients earlier today. I was telling the clients to come to the office to come and sign some documents. The client is telling me nobody goes out anymore. I said, what does that mean? So how do you got to come out? You have an application pending. You came in with visa. It's not that you are really illegal. You have your work permit. We are working on your papers. You are free to come out. But that is the fear that has enveloped everybody. Nobody wants to go out. Nobody wants to go to church. Nobody wants to go to school. But if you look at the implication of all this, it's not going to be doing anybody. It's an ill wind that's blowing nobody any good. You will see a lot of young kids refusing to go to school because they don't want to be arrested. They don't want to go to church. They don't want to go to mosque. Is that what you want for the society? On the long run, it has a negative side to the whole thing. You are just looking at getting people out of the country, but everybody is living in fear. The economy is going to be affected eventually. The so-called illegal immigrants, they are no more working. They're going to be short of workers. On the long run, the economy is going to be negatively impacted. So that's what's going to happen. We might not feel the effect right now, or in the long term, it's going to be manifesting itself.
Yeah, delve into my next, because I was going to ask you, what's the long-term effects or consequences of all of these developments? We know that egg now is expensive. If you're going to buy the amount you usually used to buy one crate of egg is now, 2 crates of egg is now what you used to buy one. There's a whole lot. Things are rising.
Which is
and
true.
The tariffs too.
That's correct. I read in the news that ICE raided a car wash in Philadelphia, arrested some people there. Now, if you look at all these menial jobs, most of these undocumented immigrants, that's where they work. If there's nobody showing up to work in a car wash, the few people they have to do the job, they're going to increase the fees. There have no people to work in the farm, they're going to increase the fees. So eventually, it's not going to be doing the economy any good. If you look statistically, if you look at most of the corner stores here in New York, specifically in New York, if you look at the statistics, they said more than 75% of them are owned by foreigners. That's a big, huge number.
Yeah.
75%. That's more than half, close to 100%. Most of them, a lot of them are undocumented. If they are afraid to work, you're going to see the effect in no distant future.
How do you own a business like that without being documented? Because I want you to help explain the undocumented and all of that. Because I know that owning a business, you need some.
Remember, in the past, it's easier to get the social security numbers until 9/11 in 2001. Before 9/11, most of them, a lot of them, they have their social security numbers. That's what you need. You don't really need to know your immigration status before you own the business. What they need is the social security numbers. With that, you can own the business.
So with the social security numbers now, even though they have it, they are still undocumented.
That's correct.
How is so? How so?
Remember, again, some of them might have filed certain application in the past. Before the application is denied, you must have got your social security numbers. And your social security numbers is yours for life. Whether your immigration application goes through or not, it has nothing to do with your social security numbers. So once they have their social security numbers, they don't even bother, pursuing any legalizing their stay in the United States. Guess what? They are not working for anybody. They are self-employed and they have social security numbers. That's what they need. I don't need no green card. They're not going anywhere. I don't need to become citizen. I'm not going anywhere. I've come to stay. Some of them have been living here 20, 30, 40 years. They don't care. What they need is social security numbers, and they got it. So some of them will be forced to close their business, a whole lot of them. And it's going to affect the economy. And most of them file taxes. They don't need your immigration status to file taxes. What you need is social security numbers, which they have already.
So now, with all of this, what would you advise people to do? I know you said people should not be afraid, people should calm down, and all of that. But what would you advise again? Most of what can people do within this period of time to actually get legalized as much as possible?
You see, sometimes there are some people that are kind of, lay back. I remember when there was a woman that came to my office one time, not too long. This one have been in this country for quite some years now, maybe about 12 years or so. This woman has a United States citizen, children. They have some children who are United States citizens, 2 children, as a matter of fact. And I'm telling this woman, why don't you let one of your children file for you? So I'm not going to anywhere. I don't need them. That's kind of lackadaisical people. You have somebody who is able to file for you, but you just don't care. You have a whole lot of them. I have another woman who has 4 children, United States citizen children. We are just doing the application right now because Trump is here.
But okay, are they
like
18 already? Because again,
they are adults.
Wow.
At least 2 of them are adults. We just submitted the application not too long. So there are some different categories of people. I keep telling them, there are some people who have their permanent resident for decades. Why did you apply to become citizen? I don't want to become citizen. Why? No reason. If you are arrested or you get into trouble, you could be deported. I keep telling people, listen, do what you are supposed to do. Even if you are no more interested in becoming citizen, do it for this purpose. There are so many people like that. I tell them, whatever you know you are qualified for, apply for it. Don't be forced to apply for it. Do it right now. And if you know you have any immigration issues, always consult an attorney. Do not resort to self-help. Immigration law is a very complex, subject. You can't lay your hand on a particular book that this book is all you need. It's your Bible. No, because immigration law is scattered here and there. You have to know somebody who is versed in it at picking up the pieces together so you can navigate it easily. Do not resort to self-help. It doesn't work like that.
Thank you so much, Sal. I really do appreciate the time. I hope people have at least have received a little solace in it. And hopefully people will also, just put their trust in God and know that God is involved. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate your time. And to you out there, thank you too for being part of this show. I hope you've been able to learn 1 or 2 things. Remember, it is very important that you do the right things. It is very important that you stay out of trouble and live in peace as you should. See you next time.